Okay, standard controllers exist for standard and custom objects both. When you see the standard controller, don't think that it exists only for standard objects. It exists for both standard and custom objects. It is the name of the controller. The controller name is standard controller. Don't think when you see the standard only for standard object. Okay, the name of the controller is standard controller, and it exists for both standard and custom objects. Okay, don't get confused with the standard and the standard. Okay, and next, the standard controller allow access to the record data in any object. Okay, and it provides mechanisms to manipulate the records. Manipulate the records is nothing but editing the records. Okay, editing the records, saving the data. Okay, and save and quick save. Okay, saving the records, fields, data, save the changed fields. Next, edit the page, edit the record. Edit the page, nothing but the edit the record, delete record, cancel saving the record. Okay, we can also cancel saving the record. We can either save or cancel if we like changed any fields. Okay, and next, list, redirect to a standard list page. So the name of the standard controller is same as that of the object being worked on. Okay, the name of the standard controller is the same as that of the object being worked on. Okay, for example, standard controller for contacts is called contact. Okay, standard controller for my object C is called my object C. Okay, so these standard controller will give us the all kind of backend functionality like save, edit, delete, cancel. Okay, so this will give us all kind of backend functionality. We don't need to write any extra code. We just need to use some tags in the Visualforce. Okay, that we see in coming session. Okay, specify a controller for a page using the standard controller. For example, if we are defining a page, if we are creating a page, how do we specify the standard controller? We have the page tags, right? Apex page and apex backslash apex page. This is closing tag of apex page. So in the page itself, in the first tag, this is our first tag in the Visualforce, right? So in this first tag, the standard controller is included. Standard controller equals to contact. Standard controller equals to account. Standard controller equals to my object underscore underscore C. Why we are using underscore underscore C? This is a API name. Okay, underscore underscore C represents API name. So here we use only API names because this is development. I said in the first sessions only. The API names are used in development. Okay, so here we use only API names. Standard controller equals to contact. Standard controller we use only in the first tag. The first tag is apex page tag. Okay. Okay, next thing is merge syntax. Merge syntax we already seen on while creating the email templates. You remember? It's a placeholder for any field value that to be displayed dynamically. For example, if we want to display account name dynamically, as we have seen already in the email templates, okay, we just select the object and dot name. We already also we have seen like dot notation in the formulas also. Okay, so this flower bracket open and the symbol account dot name. This is a placeholder to display account name dynamically. Okay, to display account name dynamically. This is clear, right, with the merge syntax? This is very, very important in VF coding. Okay, so if our standard controller is account, then in the merge syntax we use account dot name, account dot account number, account dot type to access the account fields. To access the accounts fields, we use the format like this. Okay. Next we have is page parameters. Okay, page parameters are nothing but the parameters like we use here in this URL. Okay, the parameters used in the URL. So page parameters are used across the internet to provide the information to server. Okay, page parameters are used across the internet. Okay, to provide the information to server. For example, see here the URL GFVRD equals to CR, and it is next followed by ampersand, and EI equals to J underscore EJ5 something. Okay, these are the parameters equals to, see, our keyword Salesforce. This is our keyword, search keyword. Okay, so these are the parameters sent to the Google database. Okay, GFERD equals to CR, EI equals to something. Okay, this is sent to the Google server. These are called parameters. These are sent to the Google server with along with the keyword which we have given. Okay, and Google will search it in its database. The Salesforce, the keyword is searched in the Google database and it will return us the results. Okay, these are the results it is returned for us. So these are called parameters. So parameters are used across the internet to retrieve the data from the servers. Okay, similarly we have page parameters in our Salesforce also. Okay, in our Apex pages also, like VF pages. Okay, so a standard controller used with no parameters creates a new potential records. Okay, if our standard controller doesn't have any parameter, okay, it will create a new record. Okay, while creating the new record, do we have any parameters? No, because the record is not yet created. Once the record is created, we'll be having a parameter called record ID, right? Record ID we see in the URL itself. You remember the record ID, okay? The record ID is also a parameter, okay? The record does not exist inside the Salesforce until it is saved. Okay, so that's why it doesn't have any parameters at the beginning. So existing records are displayed by specifying their ID as a page parameters, right? Existing records, for example, I'll go here, I'll click on any opportunities. Okay, so this is the ID of the this particular opportunity. So how it is displayed? It is displayed by providing a ID in the URL. So right now this URL doesn't have any ID. So I'll just remove these two and provide the ID. Whatever the ID I copied from for this particular opportunity, I provided the ID parameter and click enter. So now it got that particular record, right? So the parameter we use here in the URL to get the existing data. So the new records, do the new records have the ID? No, because they are not yet saved in the system. So we have to utilize a key value pairs. For example, name equals to value. This is a name and this is a value, as we have seen in the Google's ESI equals to something. Okay, so similarly we can use our fields here, whatever the fields we have, like opportunity. Here we have opportunity name, account name, type, campaign source, to retrieve the data. Okay, and they are joined with ampersand, we have seen in the Google URL. Okay, the parameters are joined with ampersand. Okay, first parameter is preceded by question mark. First parameter is preceded by question mark. Then the remaining parameters. For example, this URL you can see salesforce.com. This is Apex. This is a base URL. Till this is a base URL. Sorry. Why it is? Till this is a base URL. Okay, next it is appended by Apex. Okay, a Visualforce page is will be displayed something base URL plus Apex plus the page name. Page name is my page here, and preceded by question mark. Then we are passing the ID parameter. Okay, ID parameter, and okay, it is separated by, it is joined by, and something equals to true. This is let's say this is my checkbox. Foo is my checkbox. So that checkbox I am making true for this particular ID. This is the ID of a account. In that account I have a checkbox foo, and that I am making the checkbox true. So I am doing all these things in the VF page itself. Okay, these are the page parameters. Okay, ID foo equals to true. That is nothing but the name equals to some value. Name is nothing but the account name or something. Okay, whatever the fields in the account, you can put them in the parameters, and they should be joined with ampersand. The first thing should and must be ID. Okay, the next will be the remaining fields you can join using the ampersand. Okay, is this clear? Page parameters. Okay. Next we have is record IDs. So existing records are specified using their unique Salesforce IDs. These are unique to every record. Okay, and every record has a unique ID, and which is of 15 alphanumeric characters, which is case sensitive. 15 character ID is a case sensitive, and 18 alphanumeric variant. This is a case insensitive. Okay, case sensitive means if we instead of a capital A, if we give small a, it will not take. Okay, but 18 alphanumeric variant, it is a case insensitive. So here we can give either capital or small letters. It doesn't matter for the 18 character ID. Okay, so here we have is 15 character. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So okay, I'll remove the small e and give capital E. See, data not available because this is a case sensitive. So if we give anything wrong, it will not give us the data. Okay, but if it is a 18 character ID, 18 character ID, where we get the 18 character ID? When we export the data. Okay, when we export the data, or when we report on the data, then we'll get the 18 character ID. So IDs can be seen in the browser address bar when viewing a particular record, right? We are viewing this record, so we can see the ID of this record in the URL. Next we have is, so this is a page structure. Yesterday also we have seen apex page block section, and page block section item. Okay, so the pages are built up in different sections, grouping related content together. Like we have the, this is our page, right? Opportunity detail page. Here we have the different sections, additional information, system information. So if you want extra section, what we'll do? We'll create the we'll edit the layout. We'll edit the layout and we'll get a section from the layout. Okay, but in the Visualforce we need to create the sections. So here we have the section option. Okay, we'll just drag this section to the section here and drop, give the name. Okay, and here we'll decide which layout it should be, one column or two column. Okay, one column means the fields are displayed only left side. Two column means the fields are displayed two sides, left and right. So see here, left, right, top, down, how you want to display. Tab key order. So two column. Okay. So now the section is created for us. But in Visualforce we need to create these sections. Okay, the look and feel, everything. So for this we have the page block section. Page block section. Okay, page block section is the main tag. Okay. So if we use the page block section, we'll get more features like inline editing. Okay, I'll show you the inline editing. Okay, so now I am on this particular opportunity. Right now, if I want to edit the type, so I got a pencil icon here. Okay, right now I can click this particular field and edit. Okay, I no need to click edit on complete record. I can go to each field and double click and edit. Okay, this is called inline editing. So if we use the page block, we'll get the same functionality. We'll get the inline edit, same functionality, and we'll get the edit, same standard edit. And it will show the main detail page, everything, the look and feel same like the standard, because we are going to use a standard controller. So it will show the same look and feel, nothing but the colors, these lines. Can you see these lines under every field? Like this line from here to here, these lines, everything will be shown as it is if we use the page block. Okay, page block elements often form the main foundations of page. Okay, define high level grouping of related information. Okay, and also it has a title, like here we have the title, opportunity detail. So apex page block will also have the title. So the title we can give as per our requirement. So it can contain buttons which are displayed at the top and or bottom. You can display the button similar like this, top and bottom, or only at top or only at bottom also. Okay, but here we have the option to display it both, right? In the page block also we can display it both top and bottom, or only at top or only at bottom. And inline editing, edit functionality, everything will be given as a standard controller. So that's why we use the page block. Clear the page block? Okay. Next we have is page block section. It is similar to the section right as just we have seen. The section just we have seen. Visualforce equivalent of sections in regular page layout. just we have seen in the regular page layout. Information is displayed in 2 columns. Okay, various number of columns are supported through 1 or 2 are best. Okay, various columns are supported here, but there are only 2 columns, right? We can also have 3 columns here in the Visualforce. Okay, but 2 columns by default. We can select 3, 4, 5 also. Okay, so optionally it will include a title. The page block section also have the title. Here these section also have the title, right? Additional information is a title. System information is a title of that particular section. So here also we have the title, and can be collapsible if a title is included. It will be collapsible. Here see, this have the collapsible feature, right? So similarly, similar to this, the Visualforce page block section also have the collapsible. See here, contacts, collapsible. Okay, is this clear? Page block section. Okay, next we have is Apex form. Okay, Apex form. So why do we use this form in general? What is a form?
Any questionnaire type of thing that we use,
Yes, exactly.
any requirements that needs to be.
Yes, exactly. For example, like a sign up form for a Gmail or any other application for a college, application form. Okay, any form which is we need to fill at the banking while opening an account, something. Okay, so similarly here in Visualforce also we have the forms for, we can use this form for any to fill any object data. For example, I want to create some account object using a form. So I need to make use of account fields like account name, type, account number, industry, etc. Okay, that I can put in a form and make it is available to a particular user. So they'll go to, instead of going to the account tab and creating new, they'll just go to that particular form and fill the details and save. So that will be saved in our account object. The record will be saved in the account object. Instead of showing all the fields, we can show only few required fields. Okay, few required fields and put them in a form, make it available to users. So they will fill out that form and create the details using that. Okay, so forms group together input fields related to an object. Input fields, we need some input, right? So we need to use that fields from the object. Okay, from which object we use that fields, that object records will be created through this form. Okay, so actions invoked in a particular form will send data from all input fields in that form to the controller. Okay, actions invoked in a particular form. Okay, first we'll talk till this line. Actions invoked in a particular form means in that form, look, okay, what will be having in the form? First name, last name. I'll just open quickly. Okay, let's assume this is a form. This we need to fill out. Okay, the form will be having the required fields: first name, last name, account name, phone, email, title, billing address, shipping address. Okay, so these are the input fields which are taking input from the user, right? So input fields. So in this form, actions are invoked. Actions invoked in a particular form. Actions mean the save, new, cancel. These are the actions, right? So once after filling the data, what should happen? That is defined by this action. It should be saved, or it should be save new or cancel. Okay. So actions invoked in a particular form will send data from all input fields. For example, I entered the data in these fields and I clicked on particular save action. What it will do? It will take the data from all input fields and send it to the server. Okay. Fields in that form to the controller. Controller is something where our business logic executes. Okay. Whether it is a standard controller or custom controller, and it executes the logic there, and it will then later it send the data to the server. For example, if we click save, then it will send the data to the controller and send the data to the server and saves the record. Okay. Multiple forms are allowed and can make pages more efficient. Okay. We can include multiple forms in a single page. Is this clear? Apex form tag. When we use the form tag, we are going to use the input fields, right? In the form only we will be taking the input. So when we use the Apex form tag, we are going to use the input fields. We'll see what is input field. Next we have is the input field, getting the information in. Getting the information in to a record in object. Okay. The input equivalent of output field. Okay. See, and that can be used with all S-object fields and uses an appropriate mechanism. S-object. See here we got a new word, S-object. S-object is not referenced by the, this is a this terminology S-object we use for the objects. We are calling account, opportunity, contact. Leads. Pranita was not there in the call.
Which call?
In this session, she's showing up here. So I thought she's there. She's here.
Yeah, I just logged in now. Like 8:30, I just logged in, and no one is here from 9:15 onwards. So I thought no class.
No, no.
Oh.
We joined. I mean, little late.
Yeah, I
I
just kept
joined.
it like this, and I went out, Neha.
Oh, okay. I thought your name is showing, so you are here.
Oh.
Okay. However, I'm recording the
Yeah, I'm
session.
just messaging to Sindhu also. Okay, okay.
You can listen that recording. Okay. So
Started,
we,
or at what time it started? Started at like 15 or 20 minutes back. Okay, so it's 10 or 10:30, right? 10:15. Yeah. My time. Okay.
so we are talking about the page components. Okay, Apex page components. So we are at Apex input field. Input field means getting the information into the form and will compile that information and say commit to the database. Okay. So when we see the output field, you will get a clarity of input field and output field. Okay. So the input field, see, must be contained within Apex form. Must be contained within the Apex form. Okay. The input field must be contained within the Apex form to get the information in. So automatically includes the help text and required indicator. If used inside a page block section, if we use this input field inside the page block section, what it will do is it will get all its attributes. Okay, all its attributes. For example, if we include last name in the page block section, last name is a field, right? This is an input field. So if we include input field inside the page block section, it will get the last name attribute. What are the last name attributes? Whether it is a required one or whether it's a text field. So text required. These are the attributes of that particular field. Okay, it's behavior. What I'm saying is the behavior of this field. So if we use the email field, so what is the behavior of the email field? It should be, must have a @ symbol. Okay, can we give something like this? No, it will not take. We must have to give something like this, and then after something like this. Okay, .com. So this is a behavior of in email field. So take the birthday. So what is the behavior of this birth date? It shows the calendar widget. So to get these attributes, we must need to use input field inside the page block section. Then only it will behave as in the standard, standard view. Okay, the formatting of the fields will be shown when we use it within the page block section, the input field within the page block section in the Apex form tags. Okay, so saving changes. So how do we do the saving? We have the save button, save and new, cancel. So we can have any buttons here. So these buttons also we can have, we can also put these buttons similar to these buttons in Visualforce pages. Okay, so standard controllers provide various actions to allow user interactions, save and quick save. Okay, we'll be having save and quick save also. So save, insert a new record with the values in the input fields. If no ID was specified, then it will insert the new record, right? So here we didn't specify any ID. Do we have any ID? No. So it will insert the new record when we enter the data and click save. Okay, update the current record with changes in input fields. If an ID was included. Okay, I'll go to this contacts. Okay, this is a contact of Pranita. Okay, I'll take this ID and I'll specify this ID here. ID parameter equals to the ID which we took from here. It's a Visualforce, Pranita. When you see the recording from the beginning, you will get an idea. It's a Visualforce, how to develop the VF page.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see this through the demo itself. Update the current record with changes in input fields. Okay, so if any changes to the input fields, that will be updated through the ID. Okay, save will redirect the user through the standard view page. When we click save, okay, it will take us to the standard view page. Okay, but if quick save just simply refreshes the current page. So we'll see the save and quick save everything. Okay, so next we have is command button. So we need buttons, right? We need buttons to perform some actions. Save button, cancel button, edit button, delete button. Okay, so these buttons will be accessed through the command button tag. So Visualforce provides several options for calling action. To call an action, save action, cancel action, edit action, delete action. Okay. So we have the several options: command button or command link. Command button or command link. So Apex command button places standard style button in the page. Standard style. So it will use as a standard style button in the page. And command link places the hyperlink in the page. Hyperlink. We have the hyperlink here. ACME have the hyperlink. Okay, so these kind of hyperlinks will be done using the command link. Okay, so the two important attributes to remember. Okay, the two important attributes of the command button or command link is action. Okay, Apex command button. What is the action? Action should be save, cancel, edit or delete, right? So what the buttons do? Buttons do the action. That's why for each button we need to mention what is the action it is to perform. And value. Value means what is that button? Whether it's a save button, we need to show the text. Edit. This is a text, right? Text we are showing on that particular button. Delete. So then only the people will recognize which what the action it is. So if it is written edit, if for example if I say, write here XYZ, do they understand? No. So this is a value which represents its action. So this is the edit action represented by edit text. So these two things are important in the command button. Okay, action and value. Action, this is the action to invoke the standard controller. Value, this is the label to display on the button or the text to display for a link. See here, Apex, this is the syntax. Apex command button action. So action is save. Okay, save or edit, anything we can use. Save, value, save changes. So it gave this button. See here down, did you see this image? Save changes. Save changes is the name of this button and it will call the save action. When we click on the save changes button, it will call the save action. Okay, this is a syntax of Apex command button. So this command button is included in the Apex page block, in the Apex page block buttons. Okay, here as we have seen, the buttons are displayed on the top and on the bottom also. Okay, to get this kind of functionality, we need to we need to include the command button inside the Apex page block buttons. Okay, Apex command button inside the page block buttons, and these page block buttons will be inside the Apex page block. Okay, so button position is controlled via the location attribute. In that Apex page block button, we will be having the location attribute, and these attribute will decide the buttons whether to show on the top, bottom or at both. But default value is both. If you don't specify the location attribute, it will display by default at both top and bottom. Okay, we'll see this using this example. Okay, here we are going to use the standard controller account. Apex standard controller, Apex page standard controller account, and Apex form. So this ID is an optional attribute. We can give any name. ID. So you can give any kind of ID, any like the ID name, anything. Okay. Next we have is Apex page block. So when we are using the form, means we are going to use the input field. Okay. So page block. So page block is a main to get the edit and delete inline functionality. Okay, form the basic functionality of the page. Okay, next we have is page block section title. We are going to have a section called account information. Okay, and this section is closed here, and this section contain only account dot name. See here, our standard controller is account. So the standard controller dot name, that means it will get the account related name. Okay, and input field account dot account number, account dot rating, account dot industry. Industry is a pick list value. So these pick list value, pick list input value will show as a pick list as it is used inside the page block section. So pick list is its uh, what we call its attribute. Okay, its nature, the actual value, and account name is a mandatory, so it will show the red bar. Okay, when it is used inside the page block section, it will show its real attributes like the mandatory, the date widget, email format, everything will be applicable. Okay, so these page block section account information is closed here, and we have another page block section which is category information. There also we have account type, account annual revenue, and these page block section also closed here. Okay, next we started the Apex page block buttons. Okay, Apex page block button and command button value is save, action save, action also save. Okay, these save action will call the standard controller, and it save the whatever the information we provide this inside the input fields, it will save to the standard controller. And the Apex form tag, page block tag is closed here, then form tag is closed, then page tag is closed, which are opened here: page, form, page block, form, page, closed. Okay, this backslash represents closing of the tag. Okay, we'll just take this code from here. Any doubts in this code? Okay, good. So I'll go to where we write the code. Tell me the steps. Yesterday we have seen this. I'll follow the steps. Where we write the new Visualforce pages. Yeah, where is it? Where it is?
Under this name,
Yeah,
if you click the,
name,
yeah, there in the third
developer
one, developer
console.
console. Yeah.
File, new Visualforce page. Okay, so our Visualforce page name is, we'll give account farm. Okay, so it automatically gave the Apex page tags. So in this Apex page tag, so what is the standard controller? See, it is auto suggesting. So what is the standard controller? Tell me what we have to use here. Account. To access the account data, we need to use the account here. Okay, account. So it is the API name of the account object. Okay, it is the API name of account object. API name of account object that we are going to use in the development to access its fields. Okay, so I'll go back here, account page. Next, this is a form we are going to develop, right? So we must need to have a apex form tag, apex form. So we can give the form ID, or it's an optional, we can leave it, but it's a best practice to provide IDs for each tag. ID, you can add ID my form. Next what will be having? Apex page block. In the page block, so this page block we can give the title, right? So title, what should be the title? Account details. Okay, this is the title of our page block. Next what we have? Apex page block section. Okay, so in this section we can give the name, right? Section, we can give the name similar to sections in the page layouts. So what should be the section name? Title, account information. The first section name is account information. So inside this section, what are the fields I need to have? Account name. So apex input field. So we should take the input field. Take the input field. So input field, put field value. Yeah. So what is the value of this input field? Value. Yeah. It value representing to a particular object. Object is nothing but the field in the object it is representing to. So select value, and so what should be the input field I want to display here? Account name. So I use the merge field format. Okay, I use a merge field format. So what is a merge field format? Flower brackets open and close. Inside this we'll be having this symbol, then standard controller, account, account dot, okay, account name. So I need to use the API name of that name, API name of the name field. So this is a API name. Select name, copy, paste here. This is the API name. So one field is done. Next field, Apex. What is the next field we have here? Account number, rating, industry. Okay, account number. So another field, Apex input field, value. Okay, similar merge field format, account dot, account number, API name. Where is the account number? We should take its API name. So this is the API name, account number, account number. Okay. So similar we can take Apex input field, value, account dot industry, rating industry. So rating API name. Okay, so I'll just copy this from here, paste, and change the rating to industry. Where is industry? Yeah, industry. Okay, so inside this merge field, if we have the spaces also, there is no problem. Okay, so now we are done with the first section, account information. Apex page block. So it is best practice to maintain the spaces to have a better view. Okay, next section. So I'll just copy this section, Apex page block section from here and paste down here. Okay, and change the title to category information. Okay, and here I want to put account type. Account dot type. And what else I need to have? Account dot annual revenue. So I'll take the annual revenue API name. So if I have any custom fields I want to use in the form, also I can take the custom field API name. So right now I don't have any custom fields. So I'll just remove these two fields which are already there in the account information. Okay. So just format the spaces to look good. The coding should look good, right? So just remove the spaces. Text page block. Form. See how our code is looking now. Apex page started here. Okay. Standard controller and form. It is started here. ID of the form. Next page block. Page block is started here. Okay, and it is ending here. Apex page block. Inside the Apex page block we have two sections. One section is account information, another section is category information. Okay, inside the account information we have name, account number, rating, industry fields. Inside the category information we have type, annual revenue fields. Okay, and then Apex page block is closed, form is closed, page is closed. Now you develop this input form. Okay, let's see how this is going to look. Just save, Control S, saving. Just wait until it saves. So when if it is saved successfully now, if you have any errors, it will show them in the below here in the problems tab. In this problems tab, it will show if we have any errors in the VF page. Okay, now click preview. See how it is looking, the form. We developed a new VF page. So it inherited the field inherited its attributes. Attributes nothing but the required and the pick list. Okay, these are the attributes. It inherited from the standard. Uh, why? Because it is used inside the page block section. Okay. So right now you don't have any buttons, right? Do you have any buttons to do the action to save? No. So you have to include the buttons. So go back to your page. So inside the page block, below the page block section, you need to write the Apex buttons. So Apex page block buttons. Apex page block buttons. Inside the page block buttons, what is the button we need to have? Command buttons. Again another tag. Apex command button. So in the command button, what are the two attributes which are required? Action. So what action it should perform? The button, what action it should perform? Action. Apex pages dot action. So what action it should perform? Save action. So in the merge field format, save. Okay. And what should be the value of the button? Save. So value save record. Okay. Next, where should these two display, at top or bottom? I want to display only at bottom, so I use the location. Sorry, we use this in the page block buttons where it should display the location of the page block buttons. Okay, only top. Okay, so now click save again. Your page block buttons are ready. It's still saving. Yeah, saved. Click preview. Go back to your page. See, save record. This is a button it gave on the top because I put the location on the top. For example, if I put on the bottom, it will show on the bottom. I'll just put it on the bottom. Save. Click preview. Go back to your page and see. It put the button on the bottom. Okay. So see now this layout is of two this section is of two layout. One field in the left, one field in the right. So if you want to have only one column, okay, so in this section, page block section, we can put the columns. Okay, I'll come back here in this page block section. Columns. So how many columns I should display? One, only one column. So, okay, I'll save this one. Okay. However, we are done with the class, Sindhu. Just viewing this example. She can listen to the recordings. Okay, so here we set the columns as one. So these fields will be displayed in only one column below each field. Okay. So I'll just refresh. See, this section before it displayed here industry field, but now it displayed here down because only one column. We put the section column only one. Okay. For this section also I'll put similarly one column. Column, columns, one. Save. We need to refresh this page. See here, now it displayed here down to each field because only one column, it can't display here. See, I have these fields, rating and account number, but they are not displayed on my VF page. Okay, only name and industry are displayed. Why? Right, only name and industry are displayed. Why? Because the rating and in account number doesn't have field level access to me as a system administrator. I can't see them. Like, see, you can see here the field level security. I don't have access to that fields, so that's why they are not visible to me on the VF page. So click save, select it for the system administrator, save. Now refresh your page, you can see the fields here. Right, account number, rating, industry. Okay, so I'll go back here, and this page block section, right now I have only one column, right? So I'll set it to 4, save. Now it is saved. Click preview, go back to your page. See, 1 2 3 4 divided into 4 different columns, right? So this is how it works. So it's best practice to have 1 or 2 columns. Okay, is this clear? Are any doubts here? Okay, I'll send you this code. don't copy paste, go write each tag, then you will get an idea. Okay, even though you have the complete code, write the each and every tag, don't copy paste. Okay, yeah. So is this clear? Today's session: standard controller, apex page, page tag, form tag, page block tag, page block section tag, input field tag, and apex page block buttons, command button. Is this clear? All these tags